Hey, welcome back to the RV Solar channel. My name's Sean, and Soda Solar is our company. We're working on this Class A Airstream here, and my hair is going to continue to get more and more crazy until this project is done. At least that's my excuse. All right, no, but seriously, in this episode, we're going to be putting together these giant 48-volt, 280 amp hour batteries, getting them installed in the bays. We're going to be running the AC lines, and what I mean by that is the 6-4 conductors that take the power from shore power or generator and feed them into the inverter system, and then also the output of the inverters into the rest of the coach here. So you can run your air conditioners, your induction cooking, whatever you got going on, this customer's going to be able to do it. We're doing 10 kilowatt of inverting, 2 5 kilowatt 48 volt inverters, Victron Multiplus 2s. So I'm going to start with what I want to do the least. There's an old saying about if you had to eat a frog every day, when would you choose to eat it? I'm going to choose to eat it now, so that's doing the most difficult task now. So that is going to be running those AC lines. And let me show you what I'm thinking about doing. When I say 6-4 cabling, this is what I'm talking about here. There is, well actually this isn't 6-4, this is 6-3 with ground, my mistake. This is the standard, you see this in houses, but you see this in most 50 amp RVs these days. You got your white, that's your neutral, black is line 1, red is line 2. That's what gives you your 240 volts and 50 amps. And then in there's a bare ground conductor. So we use all those. But in this install, I typically have to run just 2 of these, but in this one I'm going to run 3. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I'm going to run 3 of them. So that's going to be a little bit tricky. And what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to put them in this cable wrap, flexible conduit type stuff, which also doubles as sump pump drainage hose. I like this, it's pretty flexible. You can get it at any home improvement store, and it's easy to cut, easy to work with. If you need to, you can split it. I'm going to try and do this without splitting it, and let's see if it works. So we got this roll of 125 feet of this, this 6-3 with ground cable here. And what I like to do, rather than making 3 separate runs, I got this other piece here that this is going to work out for me, but typically if I'm running 2 runs, what I would do is, rather than running them one at a time and measuring and cutting and all that, to keep the waste down, I pull one side out of the inside of the spool and the other line from the outside of the spool. And then it does get a little messy, but that way then I'm just left with one single length of wire in our spool when we're done. So my next step is going to be pulling some out, connecting it with this one. I'll probably tape it together and mark each line, at least this independent line. I'll mark that one because I know that one's my buddy plug line. Then the other 2 won't really matter. We'll figure those out once we get them hooked up to the inverters. All right, so here's what I got rigged up. I've got a flexible, whatever you call it, fish tape thing through here. Then it comes out over here. Then I got it all taped up here, kind of with the line staggered and tried to smooth out. And then I did spray a little lubricant in there to hopefully help it slide a little bit better. I would definitely recommend that. And so I got some of it taped up here, and I'm just going to pull and see how it goes. I've done this a number of times, but figured I'd show you. All right, got most of that cable, or hopefully enough of that cable, through this slinky here. And it wasn't always easy. I ended up tying the pull string to the lift post there, and then that was able to help. Or if I had somebody else helping me, but this week I don't. So it's just me and you. So let's get this taken care of. I put a hole here. That's where I'm actually going to run the cable through. I know we were talking about there's a chaseway on the back side of that frame there, but I looked at how there's a ton of room here, but by the time you get to the back bay there, it gets real crammed, and I don't want to be in a position where I'm pushing it, and then it won't go anymore, or pulling it, whatever. So I think I'm going to go around here, and I do have a hole opened up on the back side of that wall. And that'll get us down underneath the transmission area, and I will show you, of course, how we do that. Well, if you can guess where I'm at, you'll probably be right. I'm underneath here. Yeah, there's everything else. So we got a hole over here, see? And that goes right there. This is part of that chaseway there that we're not going to use, but it just gets too crammed there. So, but I got a hole kind of carved out of this spray foam here, so that that's where we'll pull that through. And what I'm going to use for that is I got this piece of white, white tube. So I'm just going to shove that through there and then tape it up, and then I should be able to pull it back down through this way. All right, this is the cable that we've been working with. Got it there. I was going to drill a hole right underneath these two wires. See, these are the wires that come in from the generator and shore power. Or no, that's the one that feeds the panel. But we're going to come in there and then make all our connections inside this box here. So you can see how the path that this guy takes. And then it goes, can we get a glimpse of it through here? Maybe a little bit. I'll have to go around the other side here to really let you see. Oh, dropping stuff. And here it is coming out of there. Maybe it's a better way you can see. You can see that cable as it goes all the way back. Let's spin you around here. Right, so we're coming out of there. It goes over there, and we are right back here in it. We got the air brakes. We got the pumpkin there. So I got to zip tie all that up, but I like to make my connections first. That way, or at least get it pulled where it needs to go. Let's talk outside. Yeah, we like to make all our connections, or I like to pull my cables where they need to go, and then I secure them down and cut the slack that's left over, or the extra that's left over there. But I gotta get that hole made over here. Here, let me show you again. Yeah, so this is the electrical bay, and this is where we're gonna put the 50 amp buddy plug right over there. But yeah, our cable's gonna come in on the back side through here, back behind there. We'll cable clamp it down just like the others, and run it into the box where it needs to go. Make all our connections. It'll be great. All right, we're underneath here. Give you some perspective. Here's the back side. Here's the wheels and stuff. So we're up underneath here. And we put a hole into the battery compartment. Not the battery compartment. Shore power compartment where the shore power reel is and all that. And I've got, where is it here? There we go. We've got our shore power, or not shore power, but the Multiplus set of conductors we've been trying to run this whole time. That's 3 sets of 6-4. And I got a hole cut. And what I wanted to show you was the, kind of little grommet ring I put in there. Got to try and protect these. So we got multiple layers of protection. Then I like to put some spray foam around it all too. And that way it'll keep it nice and secure. So I'm probably gonna need 2 hands to get this in here. So give me a minute. All right, been fighting with it. Eventually got it out to there. And I think that'll be plenty enough. I like to have a little bit extra. So one step closer. Hey, we're back again, and here it's out of control. We got Levi here, Soda Solar Jr. helping out.
I have a drinking problem.
He's drinking an energy drink. I told him not to do anything silly.
I didn't do
We're on
anything.
YouTube. All right. If you're new to this channel, or relatively new, Levi's helped out off and on. He is at college right now, but he's back for a little bit. And he's helped out on other projects, and he's always a hoot, a hilarious guy to have around.
That's right.
Jeez.
So am I allowed to say that?
No. We're gonna bleep that out.
What?
Anyway, let me explain where we're at and what I'm gonna be doing, and what maybe I'm gonna have Levi start on, and we'll see where today goes. I've got a job perfect for this young gentleman here. So what I'm gonna have him do is, we gotta get these batteries put together, but step one, we've got to unbox all these batteries here. So I think I'm gonna have him start with that. Think you can do it?
I'll think about it.
I'll take that as a maybe. All right, so Levi's getting those boxes opened up here. And I just wanted to, I'm gonna scooch behind you here, bud. And we just put the first heating pad in. Well, there's only one heating pad in these. You do have to typically order these separate, but they go in just like this. Batteries go on top, and then this gets connected to the BMS board. Easy peasy.
Who packaged this?
Huh?
Oh, see what they did there.
Can you believe it? He's in college.
They shouldn't have let me in.
Still hard at work here in the lab. And there he is.
She built that thing, yo.
He did, and don't worry, I looked it over. No, it's not. I looked it over, and everything looks good here. It's fired up. And as you can see, I got one Multiplus put in there. Got the cable run a little bit more. So, there, well, I'll show you how this is hanging in here. So we got a board on the back of that frame rail, and that's into metal framing. And then we ended up doing kind of our own screws here to mount into that back board. And yeah, this, watch it'll fall or something, but yeah, it's not going anywhere. This is, I wish you could feel how sturdy this is. It is so sturdy. Sturdy level, I'm gonna say 10. But we always have room to go to 11. Right, Levi?
Yeah, so I would have said that.
Well, we're going to figure that out. Okay, so, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to witness a feat of strength, hopefully. I have no idea how much this weighs. I could probably look it up. 16 280 amp hour cells.
I got the
steel case.
I got the under 500 pounds.
Under 500 pounds.
Under 5 pounds.
So I have a piece of carpet underneath here, which does make it move a little bit easier. I got my half. I think we're all right. You get it? Yep. All right. Gotta go out. You push it in if you can. Right there. Whoa. All right. Great success. All right, table's empty. You know what that means? That means other battery is in there.
Get the drinking.
Oh, not on the job. But anyway, yeah. Got them both in there. You can see how they're probably going to end up. I got a spacer in there for the third battery. Let's go around to the other side. Let's see what that's going to look like. That's right. If you forgot, we are doing a third battery in here. So that's how we're going to go. I pushed them back a little bit. I know it's a little bit dark in here, but pushed them back so that they wouldn't interfere with any of these supports or anything. I have plenty of room to work the wiring and communication cables. And yeah. And got the 12-volt battery. This is where we're going to go at the Epic 105 amp hour. And that's just going to connect into the 12-volt system here to run the basics on that. And then I got to get to work to wiring up. Remember, we're calling this the upper deck here. We got to wire up the upper deck. So that is probably what we'll be working on here soon. Well, I figured since I got the AC run, I could start getting the other Multiplus in. And this one is a lot harder because I'm left-handed, so my right arm is a little bit stronger than my left arm. So all the big coils are on this side. So I had a really hard time getting it up there and mounted. So I used, I don't know, some cribbing. And I ended up having to actually crawl in there and get it up there. But that was about the only way I could do it. So anyway, got her in there. Now I just got to screw it down like I did the other one. Still working on this thing. It's a new day, though. I'm working on some wiring on the Multipluses. And over on this side, we got, oh, there's a bear attack going on. It's snowing a little bit today, so he's been outside. He's been a nice bear. Levi's still helping here. All right, he wants to go outside, but Levi said I should come and check on what he's been doing here, so let's take a look. Okay. Oh, look at this. Look at this. The kid's not half bad. So he wired 2 of the batteries into the power in there, although actually we're using a Lynx distributor because we want the fusing on it. There are fuses here too, but I'd rather these blow than those in there because they're a pain in the butt to get at. So we got that going on there, and he's got yeah, those wired up there. We just got to get the covers back on, but that's going to look real sharp. All right. So next we could probably start doing the Multiplus wiring. And I think for that, what we're going to do is run those out of the distributors. Well, anyway, let's before we do that, let's talk about the overall flow. Okay. So we're coming out of the batteries, up through here, into the power in, individually fused. Then we come out of the power in using 4-aught cable, and these are 2-aught, into our 400 amp dual pole breaker, out of there into the Lynx shunt, out of there into the Lynx distributor, and that's where all of the energy gets distributed to each of the other devices. We got solar chargers, we got a step-down converter, we got a number of different things here. So that is how, yeah, that's how it's all gonna work. All right, so I thought I'd share a little bit what I'm doing here on the other side. While Levi's got that side cooking pretty good. I'm gonna be wiring up these here. And what I'm planning on doing is actually, because these terminals here are so darn big and juicy, I think I'm going to be able to double land, basically use these as my junctions. And this is a 240 split, so there's not a lot of paralleling. The only parallel connections we'll be making in here are on the neutrals. So basically I'll just run like, yeah, a neutral and a hot to one inverter, then a neutral from one inverter, and the other hot to this one. So I don't know, I'm thinking about just making this one the primary and that one the secondary. So this will be leg 1, that'll be leg 2. So that means the neutral, black, and ground go into this one, and then neutral, red, ground go into that one. So yeah, I think that'll work out great. Oh, and I'll talk about this too. For those of you that watch the entire video all the way through without skipping, love you. You are, thank you for your service. I cannot say I always do the same. So I'm going to explain what I'm doing here. Why we got these 3 cables here again. We're using the, so you see there's a couple of, outs here. We got AC1 and AC2, and then AC in. AC2 out is programmable. By default, what it does is if you have shore power in, its relays close, and you get energy out of that. The idea is AC2 out is for non-essential loads. And when you go off inverting or off shore power or generator, then the non-essential loads turn off. However, you can program it so that it's on, let's say, based on battery state of charge. So if the battery is over, let's say in this case, we'll probably do like 30%. If the battery is greater than 30%, the AC2 stays on. That way, he's got a buddy plug on that other side over there. And keep watching. You'll see it, or maybe subscribe because this is a multi-part video. He can also plug his house into it to power his house. So this entire system could be basically a backup generator for his house, a friend, who knows what. Not a bad idea. So I'm going to get to work on wiring that up. Hard at work here. And I got the Multipluses wired up. Let's get a little bit wider here. There we go. So I have all of these wired in. All of them wired in on this side. So got the DC wiring and the AC wiring on both. Even labeled them. Since they're not parallel, I figured that would be important. And wrapped it was kind of a convoluted mess of wires, so I wrapped those in some cable wrap to kind of tidy them up a little bit. On the DC wires here, I wrapped that in some split loom as well, just to kind of protect it as it's going over to the other side there. And I'm trying to think if there's anything I should mention here. If you have any questions on any of this, feel free to drop it in the comment down below. I'll do my best to respond. But yeah, here I double landed on the neutrals and the earth grounds. So basically like I said, the white and black and ground go into here. red splits off and goes there, and then I double land the whites here, and those go over there. So that way, one inverter is doing line one leg, and the other inverter is doing the other leg. Let's go take a look at the other side. I'm fighting a cold here, but I wanted to mention we like to give our tools names, and this is a new one we got, calling him the Crusher. We got Pinchy over there on the other side. I'll show him. But I got this one set up for 2 gauge wire, and the other one's set up for 2 watt. So I'll show you what he looks like. Yeah, so here's the other guy here. This is Pinchy. I just love these. These are for crimping wires. These work so well, but they come from China, so they take forever. So I use them so often, I figured I might as well get 2. And I don't know, I just like giving them names. Anybody else do anything like that? Leave it in the comment down below if you, I don't know, give any of your tools names. All right, one of my lights is dying there, so I added another one. Here's, oh, gee, well, that one ain't gonna matter anyway, I guess. I was hoping to get some of these wired up yet before the end of this video. And you can see that's where we got the Multipluses are wired in there. And yeah, all that other stuff is in there. So I want to get a couple more things on here. And yeah, we still don't have the servo mounted yet. I think we're going to put another board here and mount those. But I want to get a couple more things wired up here. And then maybe we'll do a smoke test on some of this before the end of this video. What do you say? All right. I think this is probably as far as I'm going to take it here. I'll review kind of everything we've done so far. Got the solar panel, or not solar chargers wired up on the DC side. I have not wired up to the solar side yet. Got the DC-DC step-down converter wired in. Got the old Epic 105 wired in. I know that's working now because I heard the steps pull in. But I figured, hey, you and I are here together. Let's see if any magic smoke comes out. If you're wondering why it's important to test to see if magic smoke comes out, because all electronics run on magic smoke. And we know this because this is a very scientific thing. We know that all electronics run on magic smoke because if the magic smoke comes out, it doesn't work anymore. So we want to make sure that none of it comes out. I'm kind of joking, just because I know some of you. Come on. All right, let's fire this thing up. Let's turn this one on. All right. I didn't expect anything crazy there because we don't have our main breaker on yet. Let's turn the other one on. All right. Those look to be good. Now, let's turn this guy on. I was a little nervous there for a second, but all right, we got some green lights. Do we got some lights over here? Maybe. Those haven't fired up yet, but oh, there they go. There, I see some blue lights. Those are going. Let's go test the Multipluses around back. All right, now nothing should really, they shouldn't do a whole lot because I have them connected via Ethernet cables and they know that they're unconfigured, so they shouldn't really do much. But let's at least turn them on. All right, that's good. They're doing the blinky dance. That means they need to be programmed. So, all right. Well, I think that'll about do it for this episode on this part. We're on to part 2, but next will be part 3. We'll be hopefully getting the servo display installed, getting the servo itself installed, getting the AC wiring put together and the buddy plug put together as well, doing all the programming on it. That'll probably be in the next episode, and then we'll probably end up with a part 4. That'll be the solar up on top. So if you or anyone you know is having trouble with their solar system, they need help designing it, maybe they don't want to mess with it, they want us to install it, we'd be more than happy to do that. I'm up here in Minnesota where it's a little bit cold. JD, the other guy that you've seen on some other of the videos, he's down in Quartzsite. If you need help down there, he can probably help you right now. Just hit us up on our website. We'd love to help you out. If you're wondering what our website is, it's this, SOTA Solar. Oh, geez, that R is completely It's gone. Don't worry, I've got other sweatshirts and other R's. So until next time, I will see you later. And don't let out that don't let out the smoke, okay? Oh, you know what? Leave a comment down below if you've let out the smoke of something, and just describe how it happened so we can share in your misery and maybe make a little bit of fun of you. All right, bye.